Aging isn't about slowing down, it's about stepping into your power. Welcome to Don't Let the Old Lady In, the podcast where we challenge outdated beliefs about getting older and embrace wellness, self-love, and confidence. Your host is Lorie Gardner, a registered nurse and nationally board-certified health and wellness coach, and she is your guide on this journey to vibrant, mindful living. Each episode will explore topics that nourish your mind, body, and spirit, and how to navigate health issues in the healthcare system as you age, so you can live with energy, purpose, and joy. Let's get started. Here's your host, Lorie Gardner. Welcome back to the Don't Let the Old Lady In podcast. Today we're talking about empowering women caregivers, dementia support, strength, and self-care. So, this podcast is for women who are determined to age with strength, purpose, and vitality. I'm your host, Lorie Gardner, and today I'm dedicating this episode to a very special group of women, those of you who are caregivers. I call you my unsung heroes. If you're listening today and feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, or even invisible in your caregiving role, I want you to know you are not alone, and the work you do matters more than you realize. This episode is about supporting your strength, giving you tools for self-care, and helping you navigate the unique challenges you face as a caregiver, especially if you're caring for a loved one with dementia or Alzheimer's. Caregiving is more than completing tasks. It's emotional labor, advocacy, and constant attention. Many caregivers feel guilty for taking time for themselves or think that feeling frustrated or overwhelmed means they're failing. But the truth is, your experiences, your feelings, and your boundaries are just as important as the care you give others. I want to honor you, the woman who wakes up early to prepare medications, the one who stays up late making sure her loved one is comfortable, the one who sacrifices her own needs to ensure someone else's well-being is being met. You are seen, you're valued, and your role is essential. One listener had shared that she felt invisible while caring for her mother with dementia. She didn't feel like she was doing enough, but the patience, compassion, and small victories each day showed her true strength. That's what this podcast celebrates, the power, resilience, and courage you bring every day. So ladies who are caregivers, I know this is hard, but self-care isn't optional. It's essential. You can't pour from an empty cup. Here are 3 practical strategies you can start today. Just micro self-care moments. Micro. Just like even 5 minutes matters. Step outside. Enjoy a quiet cup of tea, do deep breathing, or a short stretch. This can make a difference. Maybe you get to do several micro self-care moments throughout your day. They can make it much better for you. Also, set healthy boundaries. Saying no or asking for help doesn't make you selfish. It makes you makes your caregiving sustainable. You need this to keep being a good caregiver. Organize your support network. You probably already know this, but I'm just saying it in support of you, that if you can identify someone who can provide emotional or practical support, you can join a local caregiver group or online communities to share experiences and reduce isolation. This is really, really important because you don't feel alone and you know there's other people out there doing the same thing. One of my clients is a caregiver, and she shared that a 10-minute walk each morning helped her return calmer and more patient for the day. See that little small micro self-care act made all the difference. And she was out in nature, which alone is healing and provides a lot of benefit. Caring for someone with dementia or Alzheimer's has unique challenges. These diseases progress in stages and affect memory, communication, and behavior. Understanding the stages can help you respond effectively and compassionately. Here are some of the practical do's and don'ts, and by no means is this an extensive list, and I'm pretty much just touching the surface of how it is to handle Alzheimer's and dementia. I know, my mom had it for several years. It's a tough walk. I commend all of you out there doing it. It is not an easy walk. So what do you do? Well, you focus on the present. You validate feelings rather than arguing. You say things like, I understand you're feeling upset. That was the biggest thing I saw in my family that was hard not to do, which was correct my mom when she was off the grid and speaking, nonsensical things or had the wrong date. A lot of correction. That is not beneficial. That causes more resistance, and it's not good. You just stay in the present, kind of validate their feelings, don't argue, kind of agree with them, and keep moving forward. Also, create routines to reduce confusion and agitation if you can. This can really be beneficial for those patients. Try and simplify tasks, break activities into manageable steps. And as I've said before, take care of yourself, use respite care, support groups, and ask for help. So we touched on this already, but hear the don't. Don't correct constantly. Arguing can just increase stress. It just doesn't work. Don't isolate yourself. Stay connected to friends or support groups in any way that works for you and fits into your schedule. Don't ignore warning signs of burnout, whether it's emotional burnout, physical burnout, or just plain old mental exhaustion. These can have long-term consequences and actually contribute to you developing disease, and you don't want that. Have a backup emergency plan for yourself. Here are some resources I'd like to share with you if you haven't seen them yet. The 36-Hour Day. This is by Nancy Mace and Peter Rabins, R-A-B-I-N-S. Really good. Another one is Creating Moments of Joy for the Person with Alzheimer's or Dementia by Jolene Brackey, Brackey. And then you may have, if you're dealing with somebody with dementia or Alzheimer's, you may have heard of Teepa Snow. She's very well known in this space. She's an occupational therapist with over 40 years of clinical academic experience in neurology, geriatrics, and dementia care. I love her. I love her programs. She's phenomenal. She founded a company called Positive Approach to Care, acronym PAC, which develops training, tools, and resources worldwide for people living with brain change, such as dementia, and also for the caregivers that support them. I actually asked when I had to move my mom into a memory care unit if they were trained by her, and I was very pleased that the caregivers there all were trained by her and got follow-up training as well. So Teepa Snow's focus is not only on what is lost in these dementia Alzheimer's patients, but more importantly on what remains, their retained abilities, and how caregivers can adapt their approach to honor, support, and engage the person living with dementia. As an example, when we moved my mom in dementia care unit, my mother raised 7 children. She was always busy. She was always preparing a meal. She was always kind of working around the home. And so I asked the staff there if they could engage her in an activity like setting the table in the dining room, folding napkins, something that brought her back her value. And that worked out really, really nice. So Teepa Snow's books, she's got a few of them. One, you can just look up Teepa Snow, but one is Dementia Caregiver Guide, really, really fantastic. A positive approach to care techniques for caregiving, Alzheimer's, and other forms of dementia. She has another book called Understanding the Changing Brain, really good. And then Dementia Care Partner Guide, practical tips for transforming the possibilities of care. Also very good. She has what's called a Teepa Snow's GEMS model, GEMS. It's a framework that she uses. It's basically a brain change model. So rather than focusing purely on decline, this model emphasizes changing abilities, helping caregivers see what's possible at every single stage of this horrendous disease. The model includes 6 gem states. I love how she put this. It's sparkly. We got gem states. One is sapphire, then diamond and emerald, amber, ruby, and pearl. Sapphire is just normal aging. Thinking may be slow, but cognition is strong. Then you move into diamond, where there's early brain changes. New routines may feel difficult. Then the third stage is your emerald, more active, some memory or learning challenges. And then amber presents awareness is lessening and the memory is suffering. Ruby, they may need more assistance and they rely on familiar patterns. And then Pearl, very limited ability to interact, but still present in their own way. Using this approach helps caregivers focus on what remains possible, maintain their dignity, and preserve meaningful connection. Even small adjustments along this continuum in communication and environment makes a huge difference. So navigating the healthcare system, boy, this can be challenging with these folks, right? Appointments, medications, and insurance can feel overwhelming, but organization really can help, ladies. Keep that care notebook with schedules, medications, and doctor's notes. Ask questions. You are your loved one's advocate, and you got to ask those questions. Use the resources, use hospital social workers, caregiving hotlines, and community programs, really important. Being proactive really reduces stress and ensures your loved one gets the care they need. I do have other podcasts you can check out on how to navigate the healthcare system, the kind of questions to ask, getting second opinions, and all of that. So feel free to go back into the archive and check those out. So, what's an actionable takeaway here? Before I wrap up, ladies, remember, your work is extraordinary. You are extraordinary. And a lot of times I know you don't feel that way because it's so easy to put ourselves down. We're not doing enough. We're not doing enough. We're not enough. But I want to say your health matters too. Caring for yourself really isn't selfish. It's necessary for both you and your loved one. So here's a simple action for today. Take one intentional self-care moment. That could be just breathing deeply for a minute or two. Maybe breathe deeply for a minute or two as you start each meal. Take a short walk, or maybe journal one thing you're grateful for. Reflect on your effort and honor yourself. I do like to share something I learned years ago in my first ever life coaching course called the Purge Letter. The Purge Letter can be used in any way you want. In this scenario, I see it being used because, you know what, honestly, I had those same feelings you might be having. You feel like you're going crazy, and you want to do something about these feelings. I mean, exercise really can pound out a lot of these terrible, tough feelings through exercise. But if that's not in for you, you could try a purge letter. That means you just write out all your feelings. You just write them out like stream of consciousness. I'm going crazy. This is too hard. She hit me. I don't know what to do. You name it. You write it out. I've lost it. I can't do this anymore. Write out that purge letter. Fold it. Leave it. Read it the next day. Maybe you have to add more to it. And then do something for self-care, like take that short walk, do the breathing. And then hopefully that transmutes it and you can just rip the letter up and say, I'm starting new tomorrow. If it's a day that you haven't had a lot of sleep, boy, those days are rough, ladies. We need to get sleep. So I thank you for listening. And I want you to know, again, that you are seen. I've seen so many of you in all my clients over the years and in the hospital. You're just the unsung heroes. But I see you, you're valued, and you're not alone. If you need help, I am here for you. I am a wellness coach and an advocate, so I'm always happy to help. So if this episode resonated with you, please follow me. Share it with anybody that you think could find use from this. Maybe another caregiver. And I hope to see you next week with another episode of Don't Let the Old Lady In. And even though it seems like she's trying to get in, ladies, we have the power. We don't have to let her in. Close the door on her, kick her out. Don't let the old lady in. Until next time, be well. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Don't Let the Old Lady In. Remember, age is just a number. Your mindset, energy, and passion are what truly define you. If this episode spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend. Subscribe and leave a review so we can continue this journey together. You are strong, vibrant, and unstoppable. Until next time, keep living boldly, loving yourself fully, and most importantly, don't let the old lady in.